This is Providence Television International, the game changer. Stand by for the next program.
Mozambique ruling party declared winner of election amid fraud claims, and Israel strike hits school shelter in Gaza, kills 17. This is the world news. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us in the world news on Providence Television International. My name is Edna Caesar Garrick, and now the details. Mozambique ruling party candidate Daniel Chapo has been declared the winner of the country's presidential election amid claims of rigging by the opposition. Chapo from the Frelimo party, which has been in power for almost half a century, secured more than 70% of the votes. The National Election Commission, CNE, said on Thursday his main opponent, the independent candidate Venancio Mondlane, came second with more than 20%, while the candidate of the opposition party, Renamo Osufo Mande, came third with more than 5%. The result of the October 9 election meant the governing Front for the Liberation of Mozambique party of Frelimo has extended its 49 years in power since the Southern African country gained independence from Portugal in 1975. It then fought a bloody 15-year civil war against the rebel group Renamo, which later developed into the main opposition party. Mondlane, 50, backed by the Promos party, has claimed he won the vote, alleging electoral fraud and manipulation in favor of Frelimo. Speaking shortly after the result, we announced Chapo told supporters he condemned the recent killings of two opposition figures. He also criticized the strikes called by the opposition to protest what it claimed was systematic deceit. The 47-year-old Chapo will officially take charge of the Southern African country in January, becoming Mozambique's first president born after independence. At least 17 people have been killed in an Israeli strike in a school sheltering displaced Palestinians in central Gaza as Israeli forces carried out attack across the enclave. Palestinian medical officials said the Israeli attack in the Nusrat refugee camp killed mostly women and children, including an 11-month-old baby, and wounded 42 others. The Al-Wada hospital, which received the casualties, said 13 children under the age of 18 and 3 women were among the dead. The Israeli military claimed it targeted Hamas fighters inside the school without providing evidence. Israel has carried out several strikes on schools sheltering displaced Palestinian families in recent months, often killing women and children. Reports say that at least 34 people have been killed in Israeli attack across the besieged enclave on Thursday as Israel bombarded central and southern Gaza and its troops continued a ground offensive and siege in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. Some 400,000 people remain trapped in the widely ravaged area, mainly in Jabalia, Beit Hanun, and Beit Lahia. Gaza government says at least 770 Palestinians have been killed and 1,000 others wounded in the assault, which entered its 20th day on Thursday. United Nations humanitarian officials have reportedly harrowing levels of death, injury, and destruction in northern Gaza. Health workers, meanwhile, warned of a catastrophic situation there as scarce supplies are quickly dwindling amid the continuing siege. If you're just joining us, this is the world news on Providence Television International. Britain's King Charles had said the Commonwealth should acknowledge its painful history and urge the organization to right inequalities that endure as he opened the meeting of Commonwealth countries in Samoa on Friday. Charles, who did not directly refer to slavery during his address, and said none can change the past but can commit with all heart to learning its lessons and to finding creative ways to right inequalities that endure. The Commonwealth Head of Government meeting of CHOGM is held every 2 years and brings together delegations from 56 member states to work together to try and tackle some of the world's most pressing issues, such as climate change, creating opportunities for young people, and fostering inclusive and sustainable prosperity for all. Charles was addressing Commonwealth leaders, foreign ministers, and dignitaries during the welcome ceremony on Friday ahead of the gathering. It was reported that diplomats were preparing text for the summit's official communique that would commit a meaningful, truthful, and respectful conversation on the issue. In recent years, the Britain monarchy has adopted a more conciliatory tone, which addressing the past horrors of the transatlantic slavery. In Kenya last November, his first trip to a Commonwealth nation as head of the body, Charles said the wrongdoings of the past are a cause of the greatest sorrow and deepest regrets. Away from the foreign scene now, back home, President Bola Tinubu has extended his condolences to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Board, his staff and families affected by the recent helicopter crash off the coast of Brunei Finima in the Port Harcourt. President Tinubu expressed his sympathies, called on military officers involved in various operations in the zone to join the rescue mission and ensure collaboration with other agencies crucial to recovery and investigation efforts. The Military National Emergency Management Agency and emergency locators immediately began search operations for the passengers, and the president has directed an investigation to search and rescue operations to locate any remaining passenger or evidence following the tragic incident involving the East Wings Aviation helicopter registers at 5NBQG. The aircraft conveying workers of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited dished into ocean at 11:22 a.m. on Thursday with 8 passengers on board. The Central Bank of Nigeria has clarified that the old series of 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1000 naira banknotes will remain valid indefinitely, noting that claims that the notes would cease to be legal tender by December 31st, 2024 are false. In a statement released on Thursday by the Acting Director of Corporate Communications, CD Hakama, the CBN emphasized that such unguided and false remarks are aimed at disrupting the nation's payment system. The CBN reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring that all Nigerian banknotes, including the old and the redesigned series, remain in circulation. It further directed banks to continue to issue and accept all denominations of Nigerian banknotes, old and redesigned. The CBN also called on citizens to continue using both old and redesigned Naira notes for transactions and disregard false rumors. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has started supplying premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, to some oil marketers directly without recourse to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. It was gathered that while more oil marketers were intensifying effort to buy the product directly from the plant, others were importing the commodity, as hundreds of millions of liters of imported PMS should hit Nigerians' shores in 2 weeks' time. It was reported on Monday that no fewer than 4 vessels carrying imported PMS arrived at seaport situated along the nation's border between Friday, October 18 and Sunday, October 20. The report cited a document obtained from the Nigerian Port Authority which shows that about 123.4 million liters of PMS were breathed at 2 seaports to improve fuel supply nationwide. A senior official at the refinery said marketers are now allowed to approach the company for direct business transaction on a willing buyer, willing seller basis. When the Dangote refinery began the sale of PMS on September 15, the NNPC said it bought the product at a rate of 898 naira per litre, a claim the refinery Naira for Crude Committee could be the one to announce the price of its PMS. The committee has yet to do so as of October 22. The Kwara State Command has arrested 5 persons over alleged involvement in the killing of a 46-year-old University of Ilorin graduate. The information gathered that the deceased, identified as Lanre Adebayo, a political science graduate of the University of Ilorin, was tortured to death on Monday, October 21st, 2024. The death of night. It It was also gathered that the arrested persons, who included a community leader, two local vigilante security guards, and two others, were the assailants of the graduates. It was further gathered that the incident occurred in the Ite-Ilepa area of Ilorin West local government area of the state, where Adebayo was reportedly involved in a heated argument with the local vigilante security guards on his way home, which later escalated into violence. Confirming the arrest of the 5 male suspects in connection with the alleged murder of the deceased graduate, the police relations officer Toun Ejire Adeyemi said the command has commenced an investigation on the development. The case was reported to the command headquarters on Wednesday evening, and the suspects, all male, have been brought in for further interrogation. With that, we've come to the end of the world news. But before we go, let's take a look at the top stories that made headlines. Reported report we say Britain's King Charles has said the Commonwealth should acknowledge its painful history and urge the organization to right inequalities that ensure as it opens a meeting of Commonwealth country in Samoa on Friday. And also, at least 17 people have been killed in an Israeli strike on a school sheltering displaced Palestinians in central Gaza as Israeli forces carried out attack across the enclave. Palestinian medical officials said the Israeli attack in the Nusran refugee camp killed mostly women and children, including an 11-month-old baby, and wounded 42 others. And finally, Mozambique ruling party candidate Daniel Chapo has been declared the winner of the country's presidential election amid claims of rigging by the opposition. Chapo, from the Frelimo party, which has been in power for almost half a century, secured more than 70% of the vote, the National Election Commission said on Thursday. That's our package. Thanks for watching. Edna Cesar Garrick is my name. Good afternoon.